very silent wife who is so inhibited to express herself. Lynn.
Okay, that's the first time anyone's ever said that about me. Anyway, one of the things we're going to talk about today is, we're pulling out of Syria, which I'm very ambivalent in my feelings about whether we should be leaving our friends there unattended. Every time we've done something in the Middle East, we've gone in and destabilized the country and destabilized the area a little bit more. But President Assad, the old president, I had and it was a pleasure. I did interview him in 1979, the same year that I went to the 10-year revolution, anniversary of the revolution in Libya. Anyway, I did have the pleasure of interviewing him, and he, very much like Gaddafi, said that he had made lots of overtures to the West and wanted to be more involved and wanted the United States as a friend, but he was rebuffed. Now, this is his story. They talk about him as a dictator, and he was a dictator, and he had to be. I mean, you see what happens the minute those countries get destabilized. Everything, they revert to tribalism. So they need a strong hand. Now, did he ever really gas his own people? I would have a hard time believing that. The people that I know from Syria love Assad, and love the old man, and love the son, which we'll talk about in just a little while.
One time, Henry Kissinger went to see Assad, and Assad spoke for 8 hours without a break.
With an interpreter, or?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, he was very amenable to. I didn't have to submit a list of questions, and it's so long ago that I don't remember that much about the interview. All I remember is that he was very that he felt kind of left out and couldn't express himself to the West in the way that, sorry, my husband is going to get the present that President Assad gave me. This is a picture of me and the president during that interview.
And he gave her this.
The inscription inside is in Arabic, but it says that it's a gift to me from President Hafez Assad. His son is an ophthalmologist, and the son's wife, Bashar's wife, even though they're Alawite Muslims, they declare themselves as Alawite Muslims. She's very devoted to Saint Tekla, and there's a small village in Syria called Malula. It's the only place where they're still speaking Aramaic. But she makes a pilgrimage to Saint Tekla several times a year. And it's hard for me to believe that a scientist, that someone who took the time to become a doctor in healing, would be the cruel dictator that the Western press has painted, the picture that they've painted. And if he is that cruel dictator, how can his wife be so devoted to?
He is too. He goes to Our Lady of Sagnaya and he goes to all the convents and distributes gifts to all the orphans. And there's nothing false about it. When I was in Syria so many years ago, I went with Metropolitan Philip, our late Archbishop, to meet the president. Our patriarch had just died, and the man wept because he loved Elias IV, and he had a very untimely death. And they provide electricity, heat, and water to our patriarchate without any charge. It's free. And there would be no Christians left in Syria if the Assads were obliterated from the country.
They protected the Christians.
Because they're both minorities. And they protect each other. And I remember when I met Hafez al-Assad, I remember his top advisor was a man named Yusuf Elias, an Orthodox Christian. And he had a very humble, but he had a great deal of power, and he had the ear of the president. And people do not understand the ethos or the milieu of the Middle East. Now, if they say that he bombed some city, you know who's in that city? The resurgents, the rebels, or ISIS. And they hide among the population. And now they have disproven the fact that he used gas on his people. It was not him. It was ISIS.
To make him look bad. We're not here to defend him necessarily, but I think he's been given a bad rap. I think both Assads were given a bad rap. And as I said, they maintained law and order with an iron fist. They had a very sophisticated system of, they had the Mukhabarat, which is like our CIA. The Mukhabarat, the word means the ones who tell.
Watch.
The ones who tell, the ones that you tell, who listen.
They're all over.
And people don't speak freely about the government. You don't hear people talking about over dinner, for example. You don't hear people talking about what's going on in the government. It's just taboo. It's not like it is in the States. But who says it has to be? I mean, who says it has to be?
You see, you have so many various groups. And the reason they try to keep it down, because it happened in my own face. One of our priests stood up in a restaurant full of people saying, we Christians have got to get rid of all these Muslims. He's in a Muslim country.
Ooh.
I had to pull him down by his robe and told him to shut up. So you could cause a great deal more upheaval by throwing remarks around. So I think that part of the reason is they're trying to keep the peace. You've got Druze, you've got Muslims, you've got Shiites,
Kurds.
you have Sunni, you have the Kurds. I met the head of the Kurdish group when I was there. And you have the Catholics, Maronites, the Orthodox, the Protestants. And Arabs have a tendency to talk and talk loud. So you can imagine the things that they could say, And so they keep a tight lid on their society to keep it together.
And all of the dictators in the Middle East did, and none of them were pretty or nice fellows, or nobody wants to be close-up friends with them, but
You know what? When I was there the last time, the infrastructure of Damascus was unbelievable. The highways, the traffic control, the peace in the city, people coming and going and shopping, and they had many art festivals and concerts, and I mean, but the order in the city, I said to myself, I haven't hit a bumpy road like I do in Montreal when I was there the last time. Now, we're not apologists for the Syrian government.
yeah, that's, I want to make that very clear. It just happens
The
that,
only thing we would like to say, we have met 2 presidents, and we would like the West to have a more balanced view on the ethics, the ethos, the culture, and the nature of the people. To have a balanced approach to the Middle East. And hopefully for peace in the Middle East.
hope that happens.
God bless you.
Thank you for being